Hi, folks. So this is going to be my last little mini lecture here. Maybe I'll give you another on some sort of wrap up or study reminder or something, but it's the last one on an article. So I wanted to finish up. I started talking about the Flaps article, and I kind of set it up for you, I hope pretty well. And now here are three topics that I want to get into. And they're pretty straightforward. There were three countries that were being discussed in the article as places that imported lamb flaps from Australia and New Zealand. And those places are Papua New Guinea, or PNG, and Fiji and Tonga. And they have kind of different stories here. So let's try this one after another, and I'll discuss it. So in Papua New Guinea, people eat a lot of flaps. They have imported a lot of flaps. They've been successful in PNG for a variety of reasons because they're cheap. Actually, for the most part, people like them. They're looking for new sources of meat or meat-like products because they're moving from the country to the city where they, as you've seen in so many other cases, people have to start doing wage work and buying food instead of working directly for their own food. Okay, now looking for meat, let's go to what maybe is the biggest thing, I think, for us, which is the flaps seem to substitute very well for traditional pork, for pig, which is the kind of really super traditional and important meat, particularly in Highland, New Guinea. And those of you who did the extra credit assignment, which involved looking at the film Anka's Big Mocha, that's what that's all about. Anka, the big man, is involved in raising a lot of pigs, or maybe more precisely making sure everybody is raising a lot of pigs so that he can put them together in this big package for the Mocha exchange, which is a really central heavy-duty ritual type of thing for not just the Kawelka, who were the people in the movie, but lots of other Highland New Guinea people. So in other words, then, to sum up, the flaps substitute really well for pigs. But of course, the flaps cost money, and they no longer represent the sort of prestige that, for instance, a big man might acquire for putting together big Mocha gifts with pigs and so forth. And the food just isn't traditional, so it's a cultural loss, certainly. Now, one other thing about the PNG section, the two authors there, they give you three little thumbnail interviews with three different people in PNG about flaps. Two of the ones in Papua New Guinea, they say that they use flaps, they buy them, they sell them, they use them for traditional ceremonies, they know about the substitution for pork and all of this sort of thing. Actually, one of them, the second one, says, still, I don't think the government should allow them to be imported because it's clear that Australia and New Zealand is dumping this stuff on it, and it's probably not good for us. But, you know, people are full of contradictions, so. No, he uses them, he likes them, and so forth. And also importantly, the first two, this is in the section about Papua New Guinea, the first two little thumbnail sketches of a couple of people. The first two folks, they're employed, they're totally not starving, they don't need the flaps in order to deal with famine or anything like that. Now the third guy is different. The third guy, he lost his job. He had a pretty good job. He'd lost his job. He moved from one area to another in Papua New Guinea. So did the first two, by the way, which gives you that view of people moving from the country to the city, which we see all over. But the third guy, he lost his job. He's had a really hard time. He has really a lot of trouble getting enough calories. And when flaps came around, they were really a boon for him. He really found that they helped him out a lot. So, in other words, the flaps in Papua New Guinea are filling traditional niches, which have opened up as people move into towns and given up their traditional ways of doing agriculture or horticulture. And then in some cases, but in a minority of cases, they're helping out with kind of like pure hunger problems as well. Okay, so that's PNG. Oh my, this went on a little longer than I thought, but you know what? I'll stop here and I'll give you another one, and that will be about the next video will be about Tonga and Fiji. Okay, bye.